Welcome back to NetRush Report, your home for everything tennis. From emotional rivalries to shocking controversies, we bring you the stories the world's still talking about. If you live and breathe this sport, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and turn on notifications, so you never miss a single moment from the court. It was supposed to be a routine third-round match at the Shanghai Masters. World number 2 Jannik Sinner was facing the dangerous Talon Griekspoor, a big server, powerful, unpredictable opponent. The match had been physically demanding, stretching into its third set. Griekspoor led 3-2, and the two had exchanged brutal rallies under the suffocating Shanghai conditions. Then, in one painful, unforgettable moment, Sinner stopped. He placed his racket down. His left leg stiffened. His face contorted. And slowly, agonizingly, he tried to walk. The cameras caught everything. The limp, the grimace, the tremor in his leg. He sat down, sweating profusely, and immediately called for medical help. Moments later, Sinner's quadriceps were being massaged as he winced in visible pain. Minutes after that, he shook his head. He couldn't go on. The umpire announced the retirement. And just like that, the Italian hope was out of the Shanghai Masters. Within minutes of the video hitting Italian television, chaos erupted across the country's sports networks. Headlines read, "Shame in Shanghai. Why was Sinner left to suffer? Where are the safety standards?" Eurosport Italia commentator Dario Puppo couldn't hold back his frustration. Speaking on OA Sports' YouTube channel, he said, "If this is the tennis we want, I don't agree. I think we should do as we do at the Grand Slams. Stop or suspend play when it's clear something isn't right." His message was clear. The conditions were unplayable, and the organizers had failed Sinner. But that was just the beginning. When Italian tennis legend Adriano Panatta, the former French Open champion, appeared on Domenica Sportiva, his words carried the weight of history. Panatta didn't mince words. "There was 95% humidity and an 84% pollution level," he said, his tone sharp and controlled. "That's classified as unhealthy. It's inadvisable for sports activity. It was unsafe. Period." Panatta's critique was more than just about Sinner's injury. He was making a larger point, that modern tennis, in its relentless calendar of tournaments, is pushing athletes to dangerous extremes. Humidity, pollution, heat, and travel fatigue all combined to make Shanghai's conditions a health hazard. And yet, the show went on. Then came the viral clip. Jannik Sinner limping to his chair, racket dragging on the ground, eyes empty with exhaustion. A man known for his calm composure, suddenly stripped of control. Italian social media exploded. Fans reposted the clip with heartbreak emojis, Italian flags, and messages of pure empathy. As fans, these images are incredibly hard to watch. He gave everything until his body couldn't take it anymore. End of the Asian swing. Another posted, "No one cares about the points or the title not defended. Just wishing you a full recovery, champion. We love you, January. Come back soon." In that moment, Jannik Sinner stopped being just an athlete. He became a symbol of human vulnerability, of pain, exhaustion, and heart. Shanghai's Masters event has long been admired for its modern infrastructure and electric atmosphere. But this year, players described it with one word: brutal. Humidity levels soared above 85%. Air quality dipped due to pollution, creating what meteorologists call a wet, smog-heavy environment. Novak Djokovic himself weighed in. "It's the same for every player out there, but it's brutal. When you have over 80% humidity day after day, particularly under the sun, it's punishing." Even Djokovic, known for his unmatched endurance, admitted the weather had tested him like few others. And if it's hard for Novak, you can imagine what it felt like for Sinner, who has struggled in hot and humid conditions before. For Sinner, the Shanghai Masters was supposed to be part of his strong finish to 2025, a year that had already seen him reach new heights. But behind the success, there were warning signs. Earlier in the season, he'd withdrawn from smaller tournaments due to fatigue. His intense playing schedule, from Australia to Paris to New York, had taken a toll on his lean, explosive frame. And now, in Shanghai, it all came crashing down. His team later confirmed it was a severe muscle cramp, not a tear, but anyone watching could see it was more than that. It was a breaking point. Italian media outlets like La Gazzetta dello Sport and Corriere dello Sport argued that the ATP needed to re-evaluate its approach to extreme weather conditions. A match should not be survival, one columnist wrote. When players start collapsing, the rules must adapt. Across Italy, sports talk shows were consumed by one topic: Sinner's suffering in Shanghai. Fans called in to radio programs, venting frustration not only at the tournament organizers, but also at the ATP's scheduling. A caller from Rome said, "We treat these players like machines, but they're human. Jannik gave everything for the flag, and look what it cost him." Another fan said, "We've waited years for a champion like him. He doesn't deserve this." At Sinner's home club in San Candido, local members reportedly gathered to watch his match together and were left speechless by the ending. Several newspapers published front-page photos of Sinner clutching his thigh, with captions like "Courage in defeat" and "The pain of a champion." The tennis world rallied around Sinner. Several ATP players, including Carlos Alcaraz, Holger Rune, and Daniil Medvedev, shared messages of support online. Alcaraz wrote, "Take care, brother. You're a fighter. Rest and recover." Rune posted, "We all know this pain. Respect for how far you pushed your body." But it was Djokovic's statement that resonated most deeply. Having dealt with similar physical challenges during humid tournaments, he empathized completely. "It's brutal," Djokovic said again in his press conference. "I had to weather the storm today." Sinner played an incredible match until his body gave out. "It's unfortunate, but this can happen to anyone." His words were a subtle but powerful call for reform. Part 9. The bigger problem: tennis and overload. This incident has reopened one of tennis's most serious debates. Is the ATP calendar pushing its stars too far? From mandatory tournaments to back-to-back travel across continents, many players have described the schedule as inhumane. Sinner himself once admitted, "There's no real time to rest. You go from one continent to another, and every match matters. But sometimes, your body just says no." Experts like physiologist Dr. Riccardo De Angelis told Sky Italia, "Cramping at this level isn't just hydration. It's a warning sign, a body pushed beyond its limit." The Shanghai Masters exposed what everyone in tennis already knew but rarely said out loud. The human body, even at its peak, has limits. Part 10. Italian media's united front. Rarely does Italy's sports media speak with one voice, but this time, they did. From Rai Sport to Gazzetta, OA Sports to Sky Italia, commentators, journalists, and former pros aligned on one message. The ATP and tournament organizers failed Jannik Sinner. Panatta's anger echoed through the weekend. Dario Puppo's comments were replayed across news bulletins. And even non-sports outlets like La Repubblica weighed in on the health risks of polluted, humid environments. One columnist wrote, "Sinner's collapse is not an isolated event. It's a symbol of a system that prioritizes schedule over safety." For many Italians, Sinner isn't just a tennis player. He's a national treasure. The quiet, humble boy from South Tyrol who rose from snowy mountains to global fame. His calm personality, work ethic, and sportsmanship have made him universally beloved. So watching him fall, literally, was personal. Clips of his pain-filled walk off the court flooded Italian social media with emotional tributes. Fans posted edit videos with captions like, "Il nostro campione, sempre con te," "Our champion, always with you." Children at tennis academies in Turin and Milan even wrote, "Get well soon, Jannik," signs that went viral online. As outrage grew, fans waited for a statement from the ATP or tournament organizers. But what came instead was silence. No immediate acknowledgement of the conditions. No mention of possible changes to heat or humidity policies. Only after mounting pressure did tournament officials quietly confirm they were reviewing scheduling and player welfare measures. But for many Italians, that wasn't enough. They wanted accountability. Sinner's team later confirmed he would undergo precautionary scans and skip upcoming events in Tokyo to recover fully. Coach Simone Vagnazzi told reporters, "It's been a long season. His body is asking for rest, and that's exactly what we'll give him." The focus now shifts to his recovery ahead of the ATP finals, which, ironically, will be held in Turin, Italy. If he returns healthy, that tournament could become a moment of redemption, not just for Sinner, but for Italian tennis itself. This story isn't just about pain, it's about awareness. What happened in Shanghai is a warning. A reminder that elite tennis, beneath the glitz and glamour, is still brutally human. It's about sweat, sacrifice,